What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by Moneyball Metrics. I am your host, Alpha Dog Betts, here with my normal host, JD from Line Movers, and we have a special guest today, Sammy Adams. I guarantee all y'all know who he is already. He doesn't need an intro, but Sammy is one of the biggest in the music game. He is also in the sports gambling game as well, so he's come in, researched some MLB picks, and I'm excited to have you here. I know JD is as well. Sammy, how are you, my friend?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on, fellas. What is popping? Happy hump day.
Happy hump day. We have a phenomenal baseball slate today. The Yankees are finally getting going, so you know I'm in a good mood. JD, how are you today, my friend? JD, before we get started, I know there's a game that's starting very close to now. It's the 12-10 first pitch. So, JD, I'll let you kick it off because I know you have a bet on that game.
Yeah, we got a game starting very, very soon at 12-10. The Rays, I absolutely love them today. Since I first gave them out, the line has definitely shot up. But as a parlay piece, I definitely like them. Check something real quick. I believe the Casper Ruud tennis match has not started yet. It has not. So if you want to do a Casper Ruud and actually parlay, I absolutely love that.
A little tennis MLB combo.
Tossing it in right now.
Let's go. Sammy is riding with the boys. We're glad to hear you're doing well, JD. Let's cash that first bet. And fellas, we have baseball starting in 5 minutes. Like we said, we ready to dive into the first game on the slate?
Let's go, bro.
Let's do it. First game we are breaking down, guys, is going to be the Yankees-Phillies. That game starting in just over a half hour. This is a tough one for me, guys. You know what I'm going to say if you followed the show before. We have Nestor Cortez on the bump for the Yankees on the road. Nestor on the year is 4-9 with a 4.13 ERA. However, on the road, Nestor Cortez is 0-5, and his ERA balloons all the way to a 6.5. He's gotten absolutely smacked on the road. Pitching for the Phillies tonight, Christopher Sanchez. He's 7-6 on the year with a 3.0 ERA. He's done well. He's good in this spot. Sammy, as our special guest, I'll let you kick it off. What do you think about the Yankees-Phillies today?
I mean, I would feel way different about this if it was at Yankee Stadium. You know, I brought the Nestor Cortez for the wild card, even though I'm a Sox guy. Just did it for the boys. 1-9 straight up with Nestor on the road. Absolutely not a good number. Prop wise, I think I'm just gonna have to go under. He always leaves me hanging at the 5 mark. He hits 5 and then just either falls apart or it's just pop fly gate. So I'm going under 5.5 Ks, and I'm taking Phillies.
I like it. I respect it. JD, before I break down my Yanks, what do you got?
Just like Sammy just said, and actually Nestor starts. The Yankees have not been good. They've actually lost his past 6 starts, and they have been a favorite in actually all 6 starts. But then again, as far as the other side, Philly has not been playing well. They're 1-4 their last 5, 3-7 their last 10, and their lineup today is not good. Looks like they're missing 3 to 4 of their main guys here. So,
all right, we're just going with my Nestor prop then.
Okay. With everything going on in this game from both sides, for me, guys, I'm actually just gonna have to pass.
Sammy nailed it. But wait, I have a play, and it is a best bet. If you've watched the show before, you know where I'm going to go with this one because it's the greatest bet in sports right now, and it's the over in Yankees games. Yesterday, the Yankees-Phillies game had 13 runs. The game before had 18 runs. The game before had 10 runs. The game before had 19 runs. The game before had 16 runs. Every single Yankee game is going well over the 10 total right now. JD did say what does make me a little hesitant. The Phillies are benching a couple guys today. They are going with a travel day lineup, which is what you do expect on an early travel day. However, Nestor has done a horrible job on the road. I think the Phillies will put up some runs, and the Yankees' bats are hot right now. They may not be winning a ton of games, but they're starting to get hot and they're scoring.
They definitely are hot.
For sure.
That's what I was going to say, because there's a couple matchups today that, same thing with the O's. I feel like if they get one run, it's going to be a beat down of that bullpen. So it's basically just it's basically what Nestor is showing up, because if it's road Nestor, we are getting runs.
If it's a road Nestor game, I have a feeling I'm going to be very happy by the time this game ends. I think we're going to get a lot of runs scored here. And Sammy put it very well there. He brought up the Orioles, which is the next game that we are going to be breaking down. Sammy, we got the Blue Jays who are visiting Baltimore today. The pitching matchup is an interesting one. Paulo Espino is going for the Blue Jays. He's 0-0 with a 7.75 ERA. Not a great ERA there. On the other side, the home Orioles are pitching Grayson Rodriguez. He's 12-4, 3.8 ERA. He's done a pretty good job this year. The record indicates that. The Blue Jays just sold off half their team at the trade deadline. So this new Blue Jays team is someone to monitor. We don't know exactly how they're going to play, but if last night was any indication, we should see this Blue Jays team lose a lot of games for the rest of the season. Sammy, our special guest, what you got?
So I was looking at this one. I mean, yeah, Rodriguez has been decent lately. He's been hit around by a couple teams, but I think this under is going to get torched. I think the O's are going to jump out to an early lead on Espino, and that bullpen is absolute chaos. It's like there's been games where I think I've seen 3 pitching changes within 2 innings, and it's just like, dude, these guys can't get it out. So I honestly, like, if the Blue Jays could get the long ball going, like, it would make sense. Like, I might throw, like a half a unit on like a Vlad to get a run, not hit a home run, but just lock in a run. Who knows? But like they just can't hit home runs at all. Like they're just having a tough time. I think they're 4th fewest in the league. I think they have 100 home runs total, which is awful. Going against a solid Orioles team, and while Rodriguez isn't like a Burns or someone, I think he'll do enough in the basket going. I think I'm going to go O's first 5 -1 at plus 110.
I like that a lot. I see this game playing out Orioles. I feel any way that you take the Orioles in this game, you're going to be happy at the end of it. This is going to be the first leg of my parlay. I'll let you guys know the second leg in Best Bets. If you follow me on Twitter, I've already posted the full parlay. So that game is starting soon. So I wanted to get that out for you guys, but I'm definitely all over the Orioles here. And
Camden's a hitter's park. So
absolutely.
If Espino starts to get rattled, it's going to be, it's like, dude, let's get in the double digits and the plus 700s on overs.
I like that. The one thing that scares me about this Blue Jays lineup, there's a bunch of guys in there that you've probably not heard about. There's a guy batting second named Loperfido. He's only at 100 at-bats this year. They're playing a third baseman named Barger. He's only had 70 at-bats all year. And their catcher, Servin, has only had 15 at-bats all year. They're playing a lot of minor league guys, a lot of guys that have not seen big league pitching. Interesting to see how this Blue Jays team plays out. It's one to monitor, but I think in the shortcoming, the Blue Jays are a big fade for me, and that's what they're going to be going forward until they prove to me that they can win. JD, what do you got in the Blue Jays Orioles today?
You know what? These two teams have been both putting up runs and they have been giving up runs.
Yep.
They are definitely trending to the over. Actually, both teams are 4-1 to the over their last 5. They're 8-2 to the over their last 10. Normally during a trend time period like that, the value is actually usually gone. But the model has this game flying over at actually 10.9 runs.
Wow.
So you can still get a flat 9 in actually some places now. So I absolutely love that.
Everyone knows if you follow the show, JD's model plays on totals have been a slam dunk. When he tells you there's a 1-run variance from what the over is posted to what his model is saying, they've been slam dunks since we started the show. So JD, let's keep that train rolling. All right, boys, we're going to the third game that we have on the slate today, which is going to be the Twins and the Mets. Give me 1 second here so we can break down this one. This is one of the early games as well with a 1 o'clock tip. The Mets are tip first pitch while the Mets are home and the Twins are visiting. Pitching for the Mets is Pablo Lopez. Pitching for the Twins is Pablo Lopez. He's 9-7 with a 4.7 ERA. Pitching for the Mets, former Yank Luis Severino, who's kind of done a great job this year and gotten his career back on track. He's 7-3 with a 3.5 ERA. Sammy, as our special guest, you know where I'm going to start this one. What do you got in the Twins versus the Mets?
Oh man, I have such a hard time betting the Mets. Just overall, every time. It's just something frustrating, and it really doesn't have to do with the players. It's like it's just the decisions that are made by the GM and just like the bullpen. It's like, what the fuck are you guys thinking? Like, it's like they'll be up 3-1, and then it's like you go like literally grab a coffee, you come back and they're down 8 runs, and Frank Fleming on Barstool is ripping his fucking shirt off, and it's like, I don't know. This game's a toss up for me. I personally like the Twins in this one, but I don't think I'm going to touch it.
I respect that. Sometimes the best play you can make on a game is not making a play on the game if it's one of those teams. And we all have those teams. JD, I think the Tigers are that team for you. One team that when you bet on them, it doesn't matter what they do. They just do something unordinary and screw you in the long run. So I totally get that.
Screwball props for the Tigers. That's it.
There we go. And guys, for this one, I absolutely love the Mets in this one. I do think they get it done. The Twins bats have been absolutely dead as of late. The Mets won yesterday 2-0. The game before they scored 15 runs. The Twins only got 2. So the Mets bats are getting back together. Besides that Braves series, the Mets have been the best team in baseball over the last month, which pains me to say as a Yankee fan, but they truly have been. They've turned it around. They made some big trade deadline acquisitions. They're not massive players, but they got 5 to 6 role players, including bullpen help, that I really think will solidify this team. I'm high on the Mets going forward. And JD, we seem to say this on the show all the time. During the summer, the hot teams are teams I like to play, teams in the best form, and the Mets continue to be one of those teams that continue to get it done. Give me the Mets, and you can get them on the underdog value at plus 100. I definitely think there's value there. JD, what you got?
Yeah, the Mets, they're very close to that team that I can't get right.
Yeah.
Yep.
They aren't the team, but they are very close to being that team. I have played the Twins actually like every game of this series. That has not worked out well for me. Everything today tells me to play the Twins again, but I'm just not going to. So yeah, I'm actually just going to pass here.
So you and Sammy are on the same wavelength. Both of you guys, like we said, sometimes the best play you can make is no play on the game. I respect it, but y'all are missing out because the Mets are winning this by 98 runs. Let's go, Mets. You won't hear me say that too often. Let's keep it moving, boys. Next game we have on the slate is the Braves game today. Give me 1 second to pull it up because, of course, my browser just closed. And we have the Braves that are visiting the Brewers. Pitching matchup. It's a good one. We have Chris Sale coming in, who's 13-3, 2.6 ERA. He's one of Sammy's former Red Sox here, going up against Freddie Peralta on the Brewers, who's coming in 6-6 with about a 4 ERA. Sammy, what you got?
This is a tough one because Sale has been absolutely dealing. So is Peralta. I mean, whip of 92 for Sale is great. He's getting back on, the hill. He's feeling comfortable. I think I saw a ton of people on the over for this game, which I really don't understand. But given the last 2 games did go over the actual, mark on, I think, all DK, FanDuel, everything, it makes sense. I just think the pitching matchup is too good. I think I'm going to smash the under.
I like that as well. I mean, you get 2 guys, 2 power-throwing lefties. Sale's been electric this year. There is kind of a might be good value on betting the side here. I mean, the Braves are coming in at only minus 120. The Brewers at plus 105. JD, before I go, do you see any value on the sides, or do you like the under, or maybe even the over?
The under, as far as how I would have to lean, but the side is actually what I absolutely love in this game. The Braves, I think now is the time to actually buy on them. They're starting, as you can tell from the past 5 games, they're starting to kind of get it back some.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their actual lineup today, I actually just saw that, and it's actually looking good. It's looking strong. And then you have Chris Sale on the mound. There's not much to really say about that. I mean, he is absolutely great. Then on the other side, Peralta, if you look at his past 2 home starts, he's given up 3 and 4 runs in each of those games. And I believe that was versus the Marlins and the Nats. So as far as actually offenses go, those aren't very, very actually strong ones. So yeah, him facing today, this actual Braves lineup. Like I said, I think actually they're starting to get going. I personally have this game priced at minus 155. We're getting the Braves right now. I see it as low as minus 113. So yeah, I absolutely.
That's what it looks like.
Them.
I love that. One thing I'm taking to this guy is a player prop, and I'm sorry, Sammy, it is going to be a homer prop, so it might hurt the under a little bit, but I think we'll still have plenty of room to get the under and this prop.
Just no one on base, that's fine.
There we go. Solo shots. What we're taking here is Austin Riley to hit a homer, guys, and there's a couple of reasons why. When you take a look at how he's done against Freddie Peralta in his career, he's a 500 average hitter with a homer and a couple RBIs. He's faced him 10 times, and he's had 5 hits against him. So batting 500, he is a righty versus a lefty here. He should be able to get to see the ball well, get some good contact, and there's a ton of value on that. You can currently get Austin Riley at plus 400, and that's exactly what we're playing. 1 unit on that could win 4 units, so it's definitely my pick on this game. If I were to pick a side here, I would lean the Braves. As JD said, they're starting to get it rolling. Their pitching's been good, and their batting is coming back as well. They did take 2 out of 3 games against the Mets, which was a big deal, and they have a chance to win this series today against a team that they should be better than. I do like the Braves, but my favorite play on this game, like I said, is the Austin Riley homer. I think that has a ton of value at plus 400, and that's going to be an official play from me. Guys, we are absolutely flying. I appreciate that. We have one game remaining today. Sammy, we got the Dodgers. We got the Padres. Dodgers are throwing Clayton Kershaw. He's coming in 0-0 on the year, but he's going up against Dylan Cease, who's coming in off a no-hitter. Dylan Cease has been electric his last couple starts. The Dodgers are coming in 63-45, but they are 29-25 on the road. They're significantly a better home team. On the other side, the Padres are coming in 58-51, but they are 27-28. The big thing about the Padres, they loaded up on the trade deadline yesterday. They got a bunch of bullpen arms. They got Tanner Scott from Miami. They got a lot of new players coming to that team. Last night, they had a huge comeback win against the Dodgers as well. But it's really weird to see this Dodgers team keep getting plus money odds. You're just not used to it. The Dodgers are plus 115 currently in this game. Sammy, are you taking the bait, taking the Dodgers at plus 115 because we don't get them at plus money often? Or do you think that Cease is going to have another monster game and the Padres are going to take it?
I'm not. I wasn't understanding that at all this morning. I think it's a perfect letdown spot for a dude that just pitched in, a once in a lifetime game. So I'm personally, as an official play, taking under 8.5 Ks. I think he covers his outs. I don't think. I mean, it's like when you throw a no hitter, it's like, okay, like what's next? That's like winning a Grammy. I'm like, bitch,
right?
What am I supposed to do now? Like,
and that's music? Right up your world. That's right up your world.
He obviously has been an absolute machine, but against the Dodgers, it's like the only thing I'm worried about is the fact that the Padres have such an insanely low strikeout rate that they can just stay in games, which is like insane. But I think the Dodgers might hit him around a little bit today, so I'm gonna fade Cease today.
I like the side for that as well. I'll go into mine more. But, Sammy, before I let you off the hook on your last one, what do you think of the total in this spot? It's super low. It's coming in at a flat 7. When I see a flat 7, so you have the push opportunity at 7. Me personally, when I see one of these games that has decent pitchers, but, I mean, Clayton Kershaw didn't exactly have the best first start. He's coming off an injury, and he could get hit pretty hard. On the other side, Dylan Cease can get smacked around by the Dodgers lineup too. Any day the Dodgers bats can go up. So when you see a flat line at 7.
Is it Petco?
Yes. Yeah, it is in San Diego. Ooh. It is at Petco.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a pitcher's park. But, yeah, I don't know. I think honestly, like, usually these games piss me off because whenever I touch an over and under, if I take the over, it's literally a 2-1 game. If I take the under, it's 7-6 by like the 4th inning. So I'm probably going to stay away from total. Like I said, I'm going to fade the Cease prop. But I'm going to rock with the Dodgers, dude. Plus money, Dodgers, not far from home. I think this is a great spot. Good value.
I feel the exact same way you do. Before we go to JD, quickly to the comments. Aiden is saying Sammy times Moneyball metrics. He loves it. Appreciate you checking in, Aiden. Aiden also says Sammy, he wants a long shot prop or a parlay. So you got a couple minutes of work to do here before we get back to you. So we'll go to JD to break this one down. Sammy, you go find this guy a long shot prop. You got to feed the people. But JD, what do you got for this game?
Guys, I'm seeing this a little bit different than actually y'all.
Oh, go, Jay.
The Padres have been absolutely hot. They are playing some great baseball right now.
They are.
They're 4-1 their last 5 games. They're actually 8-2 their last 10 games. Cease has looked great. This could be a letdown spot, just actually like Sammy said. But the fact that he's been pitching this way for basically the past 3 starts, though, makes me feel like this may not be. He's given up 2 hits, not actually runs. He's only given up 2 hits in his last 3 starts. As far as innings pitched, in those 3 starts, that's actually 22. So that's just nuts. So the fact that it's not been just one game, it's actually been his last 3 starts. I just have to ride him. Kershaw, I believe this is his second start back.
Yep.
I know that he is actually going to be on an actual pitch count. And if you've listened to the show, as far as the Dodgers, it's actually as far as their actual bullpen currently, I do not like them. They are just giving up runs. So the fact that Kershaw is probably not going to go deep, and just everything here is still showing. I gave out the Padres to clients at -120. I think it may have gone up a little bit since then. But yeah, I am actually going to roll with them.
Love it. Well, we got all the plays there. And quickly, before we go to everyone's favorite segment, Tar Heel in the chat saying he loves this group. It's a great lunch show. We appreciate you tuning in, brother. You know when we're here, Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, every single week. Boys, it's about that time for the best time in the show. It is time for best bets, what the people are tuning in for. JD, I believe your best bets have a record of 8-2 since the show started. I'm coming in off a 3-0 best bet streak from last show, and Sammy has never lost a bet in Twitter history. So the boys are coming in hot. We're firing. Let's get the best bets going. I will kick us off, guys. The first best bet I'm going to give out is going to be the Yankees-Phillies over 9.5, which you can get at +105 currently. I went over the reasons why, but Nestor Cortez on the road is just absolutely a different pitcher. He gives up a ton of hits, a ton of runs, and the Yankees' bats are hot. Give me over 9.5. My second best bet is another plus money play. We're taking the Mets on the money line at +100. JD, what do you got for best bets? And then we'll go it over to Sammy.
You know what? I'm actually going to give out 3 plays to a day. Let's go with the Blue Jays and the O's over 9. You can still get a 9 at a couple places at -125. I still like that. Then we're going to go to the Braves and Brewers game. Let's play the Braves. Can currently get them at -113. Let's do that one. And then go to the last game that we just talked about. And let's do the Padres. Let's do them on the money line. And you can still get them at -127.
All right. There's the 3 from JD and Sammy. You got anything for the people?
Yeah. So whoever asked about the lotto, I'm doing same game parlay, Baltimore Orioles over 4.5 runs, Gunner to hit a jack, and then add Austin Hayes over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And then my play of the day is Kansas City Royals total runs over 6.5 +175.
There it is. They're the 2 from Sammy. Guys, it's been a great best bet show. It's been a great show in general. Sammy, where can the people find you upcoming? I think you're going to be in Atlantic City this weekend performing. Where can the people find you and what you got going on?
Yes, sir. Chicago for Lollapalooza on the 2nd and 3rd. Atlantic City on the 4th. Bunch of stuff coming up for end of summer. Obviously, fall is going to be super popping with kids going back to school, colleges, and all that. So just come lock in to the IG, Sammy Adams, on X, Sammy Adams, everything across the board, Sammy Adams. Tap the fuck in. Appreciate you guys for having me on. JD, pleasure meeting you.
Appreciate
Thank
it,
you for hopping on. Sammy, you are the man. Me and JD will be at one of those shows. We already know you got us VIP backstage, so we will be there. We appreciate you coming on. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. JD, quickly before we go, your Rays have a lead right now. Let's go Rays. I know you gave that out earlier, so let's see that one continue.
Baby.
We appreciate you guys. We will be back on Friday. It's only Wednesday. We're back on Friday. We'll see you soon. Peace, everybody.
All right, y'all.